Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for this week's reading. I'm going to be working with the energy oracle cards, and I'm also going to pull some cards from the tarot. So I'm just burning some sage before we get started. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, and the energies have been very intense, especially this full moon. So hope you all are doing good. All right, let me get started with the reading. As always, these are general readings, so take the parts that resonate with you and let the rest go. Okay, we have one card. What does Spirit want to bring forward for this week? All right, so we start with the healer of the ages, okay? And what's really drawing my attention is fire that's coming out of his hands, okay? So with this card, I feel like Spirit is saying you are the magician of your life, okay? You are the creator of your life. Some of you are into healing, some of you are healers, manifestors, creators, okay? And Spirit wants you to remember, I'm also getting this is also you having had past lives as a healer, as a guide, and this is just you remembering your power, you remembering who you are. Now, with this fire coming out of his hands, what's coming to my mind is an incident. This is like way back, years back, when I was, still kind of, I started my journey by learning Reiki, and I was still very new, and I had very few clients who used to come home and I would give them healing. And one of my clients, her boss, she said her boss was very sick and in the last stages of cancer, and she told me he couldn't come over, so if I could go to his home and actually do his healing. So after giving it a thought, I said, okay, I'm gonna go, but you have to drive me to his place and you come along with me. And I remember it was in the middle of winter, and I live in Toronto, so there's a lot of snow here, and she took me in her car, and we just kept going north. And as she was driving through all that snow, I was thinking, God knows, where am I headed? And, but she took me to his place, and true enough, his family was there, and he was there in the wheelchair and extremely weak and like literally skeletal, skin and bones. And the family was not familiar with Reiki. The family was not familiar with healing. And I kind of briefly explained to them, and then I did his healing. And whilst I was doing his healing, I literally felt like my hands were like a hose. Like there was so much heat, so much energy coming out. Like I've never felt my hand chakras so strongly and so much heat, and this kind of reminded me of that, this fire coming out of his hands. And even I couldn't believe like what was happening. And the person I was doing the healing for, even though he was extremely weak, I could see his color come back, I could see him revive. And when he came out of the room in the wheelchair, even his family was shocked. And what's interesting was that night my hands, like I felt so much vibration in my hands that I had to actually put my hands under the pillow so that I could sleep, because there was so much energy coming out of it. It was so intense. So it doesn't happen for every healing or every client, but for this particular incident. And like I said, I consider myself a newbie at that time. I was not even like practicing the way I practice now, but still, like, it's like our energies are, we're working with our guides, we're kind of channeling this high frequency energy, and this reminds me of that same intensity. And what you're doing is you're tapping into the healer, the sage, the mystic that you have been in other lifetimes. It's a part of you, it's a part of who you are. You're just tapping into that energy and bringing it forward. For some reason I felt like sharing this incident, and I want to add one more thing to it. So while I was in the waiting room talking with the family, their cat came out of nowhere and just jumped on my lap, and she kind of closed her eyes and she's sitting like curled up, and I intuitively felt like she wanted me to put my hands on her. And I mean, it shocked me, but more so it shocked the family, because they were telling me that this cat doesn't even come forward and is always scared when any stranger comes to their place, and for that cat to come and sit on my lap, it was very shocking for the entire family. So so I knew that animals are very intuitive, and they do feel these energies and vibrations. And like I said, that night it was so intense, like it was like free Reiki, free healing energy coming out of my hands. And to this day I wonder, because I've never had like I've done healings for so many clients, but to that intensity, not really. So it was one of those experiences that shook me as well. And this card actually reminded me of that incident, right? So all this heat coming from his hand chakras, and his heart chakra is also illuminated, and it's like we are connected, we're channeling that frequency, that high frequency. And this card is like reminding you that you are the magician of your life. You have the power to create whatever you want to create. And I apologize for this long story and this long rant, but getting back to the reading, we have community, okay? So with this healer and the community card, I feel like you're gonna attract your tribe, you're gonna attract your people, okay? You're being called to honor your calling. You're being called to listen to the inner guidance, whatever you are guided with, the path you are being guided to take. Honor that, follow that path, and you're gonna connect with your soul tribe. You're gonna connect with your soul family, people who really resonate with your message, who resonate with your frequency, okay? And a lot of times when I connect with other light workers through my readings, I always tell them, it doesn't matter if there are hundreds of psychics, it doesn't matter if there are hundreds of healers, it doesn't matter if there are hundreds of artists, right? You're gonna attract your tribe through your frequency, because when people connect with you, they either connect with you or they're just like passing through your stuff, right? So those people who vibe on that frequency, they will know that you are there for them. And for those that don't, they'll find another healer who they are also attracted to, for whatever reason that may be, okay? So going back to the message, it's like you are being guided on your own soul's journey. Right next to it, we have the garden and the gate, okay? So there's something that you're meant to do, there's something that you're being called to do, but there's a lot of second guessing is what I'm getting with this card. It's like you're on the fence, you're like, should I open this gate? Should I go on the other side? But as we can see from this card, on the other side, there's so much growth potential, and she's kind of just holding herself back, doubting herself. So with this card, I feel like Spirit is saying this is your path. This is your path to explore. This is your path to be on. And stop doubting yourself, because you will have people who will support you. You will have people who will understand you, part of your soul tribe. Right next to it, we have Archangel Raphael, okay? And he's such a beautiful, protective, loving archangel, and I always see him as a green frequency, so that is the color that we're seeing here as well. And the fourth chakra, which is also your heart center. So what I'm getting from this card is following your heart, following your truth, okay? The path of your truth. What is your truth? And you need to honor that, and you have the support of archangels with you. You may be very connected to the archangels. Right next to it, we have Archangel Gabriel, okay? But for some reason, I always connect throat chakra with Archangel Michael. And also the blue color, I associate that with Archangel Michael, even though in this deck they have Archangel Gabriel. So Gabriel is the messenger angel. Okay, so with this card, I feel like there is something that you need to share. There's something that you need to speak about. Maybe you are an activist. Maybe there is some cause that you feel called to kind of fight for, or stand up for, or voice your thoughts. I also feel like you are now more connected with your heart. You are more connected with your truth. And you see in these two cards, this healer card, heart chakra is illuminated, and even this card, heart chakra, and I apologize for the glare. So it's like you are connected with your heart center, so you know your truth and you're aligned with your truth. And now it's time to share that message with the world, to voice your truth, okay? Not just hold back that information, not just hold back that healing energy, but be open, sharing, right, your voice. Now the other thing, because I associate Archangel Michael with the blue color and the throat chakra, is sometimes, you know, we have blockages in our throat chakra because in our past lives, if we were persecuted, or if we never spoke our truth growing up, or you know, we were held down a lot of times, there are blocks in the throat chakra. So you can work with Archangel Michael to kind of release those blockages, to release those cords, to cut through those cords. Okay, that's something that even I do that in my meditation, but I work with Archangel Michael for releasing those cords and bonds. I'm gonna be pulling out, okay, so we have 10 of cups that fell right on the throat chakra. Okay, the fifth chakra. So this is the 10 of cups. This is like, you know, your wishes will come true, but your wishes are aligned with speaking up about something. Okay, so the throat chakra is really coming strong, and that is where, when you stand up for your truth, when you start speaking your truth, when you start living in your truth, that is when your wish fulfillment comes in. Okay, and then we have this card also fell out, which is the Four of Swords. So right now you may be needing some downtime. Right now you may be needing time alone, maybe clarity of thoughts. Maybe you want to kind of organize what is that you want, or how to move about when it comes to a certain decisions. Maybe you need time out, time alone, in solitude, or just to meditate in order to gain clarity. Okay, but Spirit is saying we're backing you. You guys are very connected to your ancestors and to the archangel especially. What else needs to come through? Butterflies may be significant. I'm seeing a lot of butterflies in these cards. What else needs to come through? Okay, oops. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of card, but I'm gonna just take this one. Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords here. Okay, or maybe I'll take all of them. That's fine. We have the 10 of Swords here. We have the 5 of Wands. Okay, this is the mini tarot, so I'm trying to zoom in so that you guys can see the picture. We have the Star, and then the extra cards that fell out are Emperor, 9 of Wands, and we have the Knight of Swords. So again, with the Knight of Swords, this Knight of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Okay, this is the air sign, and you don't have to be an air sign for that. I'm just saying that's the energy where you're gonna speak up. There is something that you want to share. Okay, you are no longer gonna be holding back. You're no longer gonna be not speaking up or holding back your truth. I feel like in the past, or maybe in your childhood, maybe you were suppressed in some ways, or made feel, I don't know why I'm getting made, you know, made to feel bad. I don't know if I'm saying this correct, but it's like whatever you try to say, maybe some people try to put you down or made you feel stupid for saying those things, and it's like now you are no longer holding back. Okay, you are no longer holding back whether people agree or disagree. This is your viewpoint and you're coming forward with your viewpoint. Okay, you're sharing your truth, you're speaking up your mind. And with this Five of Wands, it's like some people are always in disagreements with you, or some people are just not willing to see eye to eye, or they're just not on the same page as you. That's what I'm getting. They're not on the same wavelength as you, and you are not holding back. With the Ten of Swords, you're like, okay, I'm done with people who are gonna misunderstand me. No matter what I do, they'll just continue to misunderstand me. They'll continue to work against me. Okay, they'll continue to bring me down and make me feel defeated. And it's like, I'm done. I'm taking my sword and I am just moving in the direction. Okay, we have this hawk here, so you have this hawk's vision and you are taking leaps of faith. With the Knight of Swords takes leaps of faith in the direction that he feels guided. With the Nine of Wands, you're tired of being defensive. You're tired of I feel like you're tired of fighting. You're tired of being this wounded warrior. Okay, you're tired of dealing with people who just want to kind of engage in conflict with you, or engage in some kind of strife with you, and just bring you down vibrationally. And you're now stepping into the Emperor energy, whether you're male or female. It's like this energy is kind of taking charge of your life, knowing what you want and going in that direction. It's not so much about, I feel like with this, it's not so much about controlling others, because the Emperor can be regarded as a controller, but I feel this is about you taking control of your own life. Now, for some, I'm getting there is a father figure or male figure who is very controlling in your life. That's also what I'm getting. Okay, and this person has caused a lot of issues in your life, but you're now healing yourself with the Star card. You're now healing yourself, you're taking care of yourself, and you're speaking your mind. That's really what's the message that's coming through, is like you're speaking your mind. There's a lot of throat chakra activation happening. You could feel right now, because I've been feeling a lot of intense energy, especially with the Scorpio full moon. It can bring up a lot of stuff, especially things that you've been trying to hold on to. For me, surrender has been a very big message, and in areas that I've been trying to control or I've been trying to hold on to, it's made me more aware in the last couple of days as to what I have to work on, and the things and the areas that I need to still surrender. So maybe some of you are also feeling that. For some, this is a male figure, doesn't have to be a father figure, but you've dealt with this male figure, and this person has constantly brought you down, has constantly caused you, this person has caused you a lot of grief, is what I'm getting. Okay, this person's caused you a lot of grief, and you've taken out time and you've looked at whatever the situation is. Like you've evaluated the situation from every angle, from every point of view, to make sure you're making the right decision. So I feel like if there's a decision regards to a male figure who's very controlling, always causing so much strife, always causing so much conflict in your life, I feel like you've really thought and rethought, and you've observed the situation from every angle, and you're like, no, now I'm gonna make find my own happiness with this Ten of Cups. I'm gonna find my own rainbow. That's what I'm getting. Find my own rainbow. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. And I'm also seeing small bees in this card, and I always see bees as a sign of prosperity. Okay, especially now that the weather's changing here, I see a lot of bees in my backyard, and I always take that as a very positive sign. Whenever I see the bee, I take it as a good luck. And in this card, I'm seeing a bee. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So truly a very strong beginning. And you know, the way this card is, it's almost like the universe or God or divine or spirit is kind of gifting you this new opportunity to start fresh, the spark of new life, this fire in you, okay? And it's like you're no longer gonna be holding back is really the main message that I'm getting here. And especially if there is a video you want to make, or if there is a blog or a podcast, or I don't know, or maybe a website, or I don't know what you want to do, okay? But if you want to be creative and really step out of the box, this reading is all about you doing that, you being the emperor of your life, you being the king or the queen of your own life and your own world, and really owning that, okay? Because in the past, like you've just given away so much of yourself, just felt defeated, like one battle after another. And I'm getting like you don't have to be in this space anymore. You don't have to be in this space of feeling defeated all the time, okay? You have so many good things, and you're truly aligned with the angels and the archangels. It's like this card, what I'm getting is, every time you feel confused or every time you feel lost, just connect back with your heart center. Come back to your heart and know that you are eternally connected with the divine. Look at this card, okay? Look how illuminated his crown chakras. His heart is illuminated. His hand chakras are illuminated. His crown chakra. So this is like you connecting with your angels, you connecting with your higher self and your guides, and knowing what's true for you. And this is going to attract abundance, prosperity, is going to attract the right people. I'm hearing you will be in the right place at the right time when you start honoring your truth, when you start listening to your heart chakra and following your truth, okay? Don't let the past hold you back, because with this first row, I just feel there were people who wanted to cause so much pain, so much conflict for you, so much pain, and made you feel less than. And I feel whoever these people were, I feel they had their own issues, they had their own agendas, and you don't have to participate in that, okay? With the emperor showing up, it's like you don't have to be a part of this, okay? Some of you are leaving behind family beliefs or traditions. Again, there's a controlling male coming forward very strongly, but you are very clear with this. It's like you're very clear what you want. You're going to be speaking your truth, and you're going to be taking charge and healing yourself. Excuse me. See, my throat chakra, I'm already feeling it. It's like you're going to be unlocking so much, okay? And there's so much that needs to come through you and that you have to share with the world, okay? So with that, I'm going to close out this reading. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.